Professor Philip Pecorino. This is the introduction to the 6th chapter module on privacy. Privacy is something that most human beings value and value quite highly. In fact, some think that human life without privacy is probably not possible, because it's in our moments of privacy that we generate certain sorts of actions, reflections that are needed for us to maintain healthy, stable lives as human beings, for our mental health. There are different forms of privacy: physical privacy, mental privacy, social privacy, and to some degree or other all are valued and thought to be necessary. But is privacy something to be so highly valued that there are to be no violations of it? That is a question that has arisen prior to the advent of computers and information systems, but now with their advent made the more acute. It is probably not stretching it too far to say that privacy has become something that is quite different in the age of computers as had been previous to the advent of these devices. Because now there are vast amounts of information about individuals that moves about quite quickly and shared and is duplicated, and growing amounts of information each and every day about each and every person in any society for which information is kept in digital form and moved about by the means of these information systems. In fact, you can go further and say that the monitoring devices that are almost omnipresent in advanced technological societies present even more challenges to privacy, to the point where it is often the case that once a person in densely populated urban areas leaves the door of one's domicile, there are observations taking place, and that one's actions throughout the day are being captured by one device or another and maintained for some amounts of time that are accessible to both the authorities and I suppose to anyone else with the skills to gain such access to the digital information about the comings and goings of each and every one of us in advanced industrialized technological societies. Have we reached the point of panopticon, where we must think at least that someone is always watching us? For it is highly likely that if someone wants to, the technology is now available that we can be followed in one form or another or monitored throughout our daily lives. So privacy, on the one hand, a value, something placed high in the order of values by human beings and to some degree necessary for human life, for social life, for many of the things that humans cherish, intimacy with others. But on the other, the need for observations for the sake of maintaining security in certain areas, and now expanded upon by industrial or retail operations, commercial operations, wanting to gather and to share information about individuals that will enhance their ability to market what it is they are producing for the sake of their gain. And in so doing, more and more about us is becoming known and moved about in the digital world, being made available to many people. And questions arise as to the propriety of their having access to that information, including information about our medical histories and even perhaps our genetic histories. So privacy. How highly do we value it? What access, if any, should people have to what otherwise should be considered private to ourselves? The computers present particular cases for our consideration, and the ethical principles are to be applied according to one's values to a discussion, an inquiry into what the proper resolution would be to those questions, those dilemmas we face concerning our privacy.